Today we are starting the drive from the Yorke Peninsula out to Coober Pedy, so over 700 kilometers into remote Outback Australia. We have loads to prep and a lot of driving to do. Let's go.
Starting with one of the most important things, the pee bucket. Lydia, can you please empty it for us?
Alright, number 2 is filling up our tanks. Now we mentioned this last week, but we love this campsite. So it is Moonta RV overnight stay, and we love it because they have a dump point and a water top up, which is very rare to see our overnight stops. All of those together is like amazing. We literally just left where we were parked, went to the dump spot, went right here, maybe took 5 minutes to get between them. We love this spot. Hugely recommend. Also, have you noticed we both showered and Wehan cut his hair finally? I think after reviewing the footage of our last video, Wehan was like, I gotta cut my hair. I thought it was cute, but alright, it's getting full. Let's go.
Off to the next stop.
Dump done, water done. Time for
groceries. Here she comes. I'll open the door for her.
Wehan has successfully figured out the fridge Tetris of the day.
Which, you know, people always complain about the fridge Tetris, but I find it fun. It's like a little game.
Wehan loves it. I hate it. But I made it worse because we have dough in here that's taking up loads of room, and then we've got leftovers. So once we've had those, then it'll clear a lot of space. Our grocery shopping is done. It's always really easy to do click and collect because they come out of everything and we just shove it in the van and sort it out as quick as possible. So really happy with that. It wasn't too painful, apart from the fridge Tetris. But now we're just grabbing something in a shop that we're gonna keep a secret, but you'll see in the next few videos. Mystery items have been loaded into the back, and we're ready to do what, Wehan?
We're gonna go get fuel. So one fun fact about a Sprinter is the fuel cap or diesel is right here in the passenger door, so you actually have to open the door to open the flap. So
Wehan has to come see me when he wants to fill up.
Yeah, bye.
Done.
Didn't hurt too much because we filled up a couple of days ago, but 63.40.
Not too bad.
It'll be cheaper as well because I'll use a discount.
That's a heck of a discount. The thing just came through my bank.
I actually used the $10 voucher that we got from our shop that we did. Well,
just then.
So we got $1.32 on the discount, but then also $10 off because we did shopping.
Bonus. Now, off to some fun places. Alright, so our first stretch of driving is just under 50 kilometers, so it won't take us too long to get there. But it should be an exciting spot. We'll see you then. 50 kilometers later, and we're at our first main stop off, I guess, which is another pink lake. Now apparently it's best in spring, so we're probably here in completely the wrong season, but we're still gonna check it out, even though we've just seen like a million on the Yorke Peninsula. We're here at Bumbunga Lake, and you may notice something a little different in the water. So the monster that you see is like Lochiel's own Loch Ness monster, and it's actually called Lochiel after the town name, which I think is pretty cool. But basically the monster is here based on a story from ages and ages and ages ago. So apparently the farmers used to cut through the lake when it was dried up. That's like a shortcut and a quicker route. And a farmer was coming through with a whole team of bullocks. And as they were walking through, the bullocks got spooked by some sort of monster, and they're like freaked out, and then suddenly they got sucked under the lake by this monster, which is apparently a bog in the lake. So that's why the monster's here. So Lochiel isn't the only thing that's different between this pink lake and all the other ones we saw on the Yorke Peninsula. This pink lake, firstly, is massive, like way bigger than any of the others we saw. It's huge. But then also, you may see Wehan behind me, you can actually walk on it. So I'm literally just walked down. This is where we were before. Wehan's behind me, and I'm walking on it. Well, I'm getting there. Almost there. So I'll show you when we get to some salt. I'm approaching it now. Look at it.
Well, you can see the actual like salt crystal.
Right. We saw people walk right over into the water. So should we do that? Wehan doesn't look impressed. I'm walking on the salt and it's actually really hard.
Whoa. What? That's
right.
Not at all what I was expecting.
I expected it to be sludgy, but it's really, really hard.
It's almost like
rock hard. Like these lumps are really, really, really hard. It's so weird. Why do we even bother buying salt, Wehan? Could have just got it from here. When you walk on the water, it squelches.
Ew. Don't get bogged.
When Wehan can't fit everything in his pockets, so he puts a drone down his pants.
No, I promise it is a drone.
Alright, I'm gonna heat up our leftovers so we can clear the fridge up a little bit, huh?
We need more space for the coal shop. So.
Yes, we have another shop to pick up. But my satay noodles pretty much always kill Wehan every time I make them.
It's so spicy. Like, honestly, so spicy.
And every time I make this, I'm like, don't worry, Wehan, I'll make it less spicy. And then somehow every time I make it just as spicy.
If not more.
Wehan's is more spicy. But apparently every time I make this, it's more spicy. So anytime Wehan eats it, he's like fighting for his life, like trying to handle the spice. Alright, lunch is served and I've covered Wehan's in mayo to try and help with the spice. Let's eat.
It is time to say goodbye to our good friend Lochiel.
You can't even really see him from here. He's behind the bush here, I promise he's there. We've just grabbed a second load of groceries and we're playing Tetris.
This is definitely going to be a challenging one. I think this is a little full.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried now for what Lydia is planning, because this is probably the biggest grocery shop that we've ever done.
Yeah,
ever done.
It didn't feel that big, and then now that it's here, it feels massive.
I've had to even like put spinach in the door. So let's hope this closes. I haven't tested it yet.
Oh dear. It shuts!
It shuts.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Alright, I'm packing up. We better move. I even had to move the dough from a big bowl to a little bowl, so
yeah.
It's a mess. We have literally crammed stuff in these cupboards.
I'm thinking that we should just start up our own grocery market while we're there. Might as well.
Before fuel prices get too bad, we decided we're gonna fuel up again. Hey, Wehan?
Ah, that's very quiet.
Is it slow?
No.
Just quiet. The Coles click and collect was like very busy, so we were trying to get out there as quick as possible while also trying to Tetris the fridge, which was chaos. But our next stop is probably the longest drive for today, and then we're really close to where we're staying for the night, so I'm just gonna check how far it is. Yep, so the next spot is 2 hours and 50 minutes. Wehan didn't show, but it was like $30.
What are we getting ourselves
prohibited
into?
area.
Oh dear. Detour ahead.
Are you scared of where I've taken you?
Where are we going?
Oh dear.
Are you sure we're allowed here?
Right, so after a long drive, we have just rocked up to Woomera. Now, Woomera is a town that was specifically created for defence workers because Woomera is in a Royal Australian Air Force base. And they do a lot of defence testing here. There's no privately owned homes here. They are all owned by the government for defence workers and people involved with the base. And interestingly, they actually still do defence testing here. So when I was looking online, you're only allowed in specific areas unless you have a permit, and it would have like warning dates, so when they're doing testing and you weren't allowed in the area. So we thought the best way to see and really experience Woomera was to come to their rocket park. Now this is a full park with rockets like you can see behind me, and missiles and planes. There's just loads on display here.
Lydia, if you were a missile, you would be a...
Sea slug! That is actually the cutest name. Why is it called sea slug?
Everyone's doing boat life or van life. Why don't we do plane life, Lydia?
Instead of a lap of Australia, we could do a lap of the world. What are you looking at?
Well, I'm thinking we should get an upgrade.
Yeah.
I could definitely strap this on top of the van. And can you imagine?
It's a drone, a radio controlled
I'll
drone.
just put this camera here
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be good.
Oh dear.
Yeah?
I prefer the wind turbine idea.
I'm
Oh
pretty
dear.
sure they have a flap.
I wondered why you called me over here.
Should I tell them before they drive, or...? I think that was such a cool little stop off.
That was. I'm surprised at how good that was.
Yeah.
That was actually really interesting. Definitely recommend it.
Yeah. Especially because, like, the roads that we're driving on are the type of roads that I was expecting the Nile board to look like. So,
It's gotten quite outbacky and boring.
yeah.
But,
unique.
Unique.
That's
Yeah,
the word.
sure. So it was really nice to actually get out and stretch our legs, especially after like 3 hours of driving.
Yeah.
Just that one bit. It's been like the whole day of driving, but now we got more driving because we want to get to our rest stop before dark. We're going to Lake Hart, and it's just 30 minutes away.
And it's another pink lake.
Still like 15 minutes away from our rest stop, but out of nowhere as we're driving, it sounds like it's raining, and it's all these bugs smacking on the front window, and the front window is covered. You can't even see it that well. Ew. Alright, we are finally here. It's a beautiful spot.
After a long half-an-hour drive.
The whole day has been long. What do you mean?
Yeah, it has been.
It's a really beautiful spot, but we're not going to go explore it today. I think we're going to go explore it tomorrow morning because there's loads of bugs out right
many
now.
bugs.
The sun's going to set. There's loads of midges. And we're knackered. So it's time for dinner and going to bed early. Bye. Good morning, we are back on the road again. I'm on the road again. We got like three and a half hours of driving today and we'll get to Coober Pedy. What a way to start the morning though with the sunrise.
Yeah, it was so beautiful.
Totally worth waking up.
Yeah, we were going to go up to the water's edge, but they had a sign there that said military testing zone entry prohibited or something along those lines.
So we didn't go right up to the edge, but
we went up to this sign.
Beautiful. Beautiful there, worth getting up. Now we got a 3.5 hour drive and then we're in Coober Pedy.
Yes, but we're going to have one stopover to get fuel, first of all, and to see something really, really interesting. The one downside to there only being one road into the Outback is that sometimes you get stuck behind oversized loads. And this one, unfortunately, you can't overtake. It looks like they have a pilot vehicle way in front and then the police car in front of the oversized load. But yeah, it's taken up the whole width of the road. But at least it's going at a decent speed. It's going 85 kilometers an hour, so not too bad.
Alright, we're at Glendambo and we're doing a fuel top up.
And I do have to say, there was one benefit to being behind that oversized load. Our fuel consumption was significantly lower. It was like 6-7 liters per 100 kilometers. So, save some money.
Hey. So we should actually be able to make it to Coober Pedy without fueling up. Apparently it's like 350 kilometers or whatever away. But this fuel is actually slightly cheaper than it is in Coober Pedy. So we thought we might as well just fill up here, and then when we get to Coober before we leave, we'll just fully fill the tanks. So that's why we're here. Also, there's a sign here which we're hoping to see. Apparently it's on the way out. It's just a funny sign, nothing more to it. Bjorn was like hyping it up as like a full attraction, but it's just a sign I saw online. Also, the oversized loads seem to turn off here and come into this Glendambo area, so maybe when we get back on the road we won't be stuck behind it, which will be quite nice. So here we go. It looks like we spent $96 and we got 45 liters. Action that I told Vian all about in Glendambo.
It's a sign.
Coober Pedy coming up.
We made it!
We're in Coober Pedy.
As you can tell from the flies already.
Oh yeah, the flies are already out. But we made it, we are here. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
We're gonna take the iconic photo in front of the car and then we're gonna move. Hey, Opal City! Yeah, and come join me to celebrate. We're taking the obligatory
while not
Coober
trying to be
pictures.
attacked by flies.
We're gonna go head to our campsite, see if we can actually get a spot because it's a free campsite. Apparently it's busy at the moment. And then in our next video, we're gonna do a full exploring Coober Pedy. We've got like a whole series of Coober Pedy videos coming up. Get excited. I think we may have gotten lucky with this one.
100%.
The whole place is
It's already pretty full.
absolutely packed. I think we've got like the last spot.
Yeah.